Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Thanks for joining World Mobile Token News. This week, Mickey Watkins goes on Digital Asset News and talks World Mobile Token and his interaction with Mark Cuban. So it should be a good story to tell. Mickey's just a class act. So thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe to the channel if you want more of the content. It's the best way you can support the channel. The other way you can support the channel is we will run a full Earth node. If you have World Mobile Token and you can stake with our Earth node, we will get you the most rewards possible. All right, let's start it off by going from macro to micro. And the stock market this week was more of a down week, a little side to side, but then trailing off. You can see markets down today. When you look at the price of Bitcoin down to 21,500, started the week almost touched 25,000, and then you see it just going down, and then today we had a steep drop going from about 23.4 all the way down to where we are now at 21.5. So following in tandem with the equity markets still. But after a nice green week last week, we're back to another red, still within the channel, and you can see this with the World Mobile Token, still within that same channel between 20 cents and 25 cents with a few outliers, but you can see this big black candle right there today, just like the rest of the markets. So currently sitting at about 21, just under 21 cents a coin. Going to the Twitter sphere, posted this top assets by exchange volume. This is back August 11th, but World Mobile Token just dominating the Cardano ecosystem. Here again by the same person. This was the August 15th. Here on this one, over 200,000, and here on this one, only about $1.25, but you can still see World Mobile Token always at the top or in the top of assets exchanged on the Cardano ecosystem. So I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think World Mobile Token is a flagship program for Cardano. They did a big investment right when it came on board, and I mean, other than that, they're pretty hands off. IOHK and World Mobile Token work hand in hand every day to improve the interoperability of World Mobile Token and how it runs on top of the Cardano blockchain. But you can see that it's number one on all of the lists as far as how much is traded and how much the Cardano community believes in it. This is over Reddit, and I saw this in a couple places asking when does phase 2 end as far as your early staking rewards. They will go on through until mainnet launches. When they first came out, they laid it out through September 9th in their document, but they will continue. I want to say I read somewhere that there's a max number of total rewards that you can get. I have to research and find that. I looked for it before I could do this video. I couldn't put my hands on it. So there might be a max that you can get, but I don't think we're anywhere close to that. And it will continue past September the 9th. This is off of Cardano Scan. He posted this on August 17th. The total unique users of the last 24 hours, 18,513. So he says World Mobile is just warming up. 18,000 plus unique users per day. Not bad at all. And where he got this from was this newly released, this should have been the title of the video, World Mobile Token Scan website. WMTscan.com shows the price of World Mobile Token, the market cap, the total supply, the circulating supply, and the amount staked. So you can keep an eye on those numbers. My favorite is this unique users. Now you see is showing 8,765 unique users over the last 24 hours. But once this aerostat goes up and you have significant coverage over Zanzibar, I can't wait to watch this number grow every day over the next few months. So these numbers are going to be fun to watch. It's also got a chart of circulating and non-circulating supply, graphs of number of vaults, number of wallets. I mean, you can see it's the people that are invested in it are holding on to it. It's growing ever so slightly, of course, as it gets listed on more exchanges, and more people want to stake with the vault. Number of vault addresses will grow, and so forth. Also lists transactions, which you can click on and get more details about, and it lists the top holders. You can see 29% is in one address, 580 million. So I'm not sure if that's the foundation or if that's the World Mobile Token. Next is 18%, 17%, 6%, and then down to 2%. So overall, pretty decentralized, and I'm sure these are locked. And one of these is probably the Cardano Foundation, but yeah, so great information on World Mobile Token Scan. Definitely give that a check out. Link in the description. So mainly what I wanted to talk about today was on digital asset news. Mickey came on, did a great interview. I always want to see and know the most up-to-date information. It was a lengthy video, definitely worth the watch. Link in the description as well for this. Love the guys over at Digital Asset News. They do great content, but I watched the whole thing, and I'm going to give you the highlights so you don't have to watch it. Basically, they talked, aerostats was one of the first things that came up because the balloons in the sky get the most press coverage. So they talked about aerostats. They're going to be between 300 and 1,000 meters in the air. That's how far they can go up now. He talked about they're working on additional technology which should be ready in 2 to 3 years, having aerostats go 20,000 meters, and you can have broadcast a much larger signal. With 300 meters in the air, they can broadcast for 70 kilometers. And you can imagine if they can go, he talked about almost having like a little one at 20,000, and then that would connect to another aerostat at a lower height. As far as the weather conditions in aerostats, he said they can withstand winds up to 130 kilometers to 160 kilometers, which is most average climate. And in the case of a hurricane or tornado, they are retractable. So when a hurricane warning is imminent, they'll collapse them, and then after the storm is over, they'll re-raise them. He goes on to talk about the hybrid mobile network and how aerostats play a role in that, and air nodes play a role in that. So aerostats are the balloons in the sky, and air nodes are the local pieces that broadcast a much shorter or wider signal. So the aerostats can go long distances, and they can go for 2G, 3G, 4G, and 5G. And then the air nodes pick up that signal and basically, like Wi-Fi, broadcast it all the way over a town or village, or however far that particular air node can broadcast. And that's more like Wi-Fi, which is better for streaming and data consumption, high bandwidth data consumption. So working together, that's what they call the hybrid mobile network. They discussed who will pay for an air node. And up to this point, they have all been paid for by World Mobile in their beta program. But and I touched on this on this last video, as far as the average person who doesn't live in Tanzania or Zanzibar or Kenya can invest in an air node and share the profits with the air node operator. And he said, phase three, in the next couple of months, anyone anywhere in the world can own infrastructure, and they are going to create a marketplace to do that. He called it the Tinder of telecom. So you can own telecom infrastructure and partner with an air node operator and share in the rewards. So Tinder of telecom is would be a great marketplace to look at, where entrepreneurs can present their idea of, hey, I want to put an air node here. It's going to attract this many users, and we'll have a rate of this much return. So I am so excited about that. I can't wait to see how that helps World Mobile Token scale up, and really, establishes the sharing economy that much more. He went on to talk about blockchain technology and how that integrates into World Mobile Token. They have something that they've developed called proof of service protocol, where if that air node has been up and broadcasting, there's a proof of service protocol that executes a smart contract, so they don't have to rely on World Mobile Token to pay out the money that's owed to air node operators for providing the service. It's all done by smart contracts on top of the Cardano ecosystem. And he talked about how they're looking for exponential and explosive growth through the blockchain technology. When asked what's new, he said they're moving faster than expected, which is great news. You always want your projects to be on time. Excuse me. The first aerostat, he said, would come in the next couple of weeks, which that is exciting. Not even months, but weeks. And I found this quote it was with the Discord or something. I just copied it into a Word doc. It says, Aerostats and ground station is ready in Zanzibar, and we are just waiting for the green light to go ahead and deploy. I cannot give a fixed time, which he did in this interview, of the next couple weeks, but he said it appears all on track. The second aerostat is being shipped, and I will update further when we have more clarity. It is possible we only need one aerostat in Zanzibar for the moment, but again, we will know more once we have deployed the first. So this is happening like now. The second one's being shipped. The first one is going to go up in a matter of weeks. So it's when I go back to that World Mobile Scan number, I can't wait to start see it growing and growing and growing. And I thought this was from a telegram that Mickey was interacting with the community on, and the fact that the second aerostat is already being shipped is a great sign as well. Like, these guys really produce when with the funds that they have. They don't just promote, or like a lot of coins or tokens do. They don't spend a lot of time promoting their token. They spend the resources that they have on producing, not promoting. So that's what you want to see in a project. When asked about the challenges of adoption, he said fine-tuning the sharing economy is going to be a challenge that they're constantly working on. Where do they need to incentivize, and how much do they need to incentivize the different players in the sharing economy in order to keep everyone incentivized to do their part? And that balance is going to be, there's going to be some fine tuning along there. The idea and the concept, the proof of concept is already established, but there'll be a lot of fine tuning as we hopefully see some explosive growth in mass adoption. Those would be good problems to have. He said one of the other challenges regulators, getting into a country, especially a country that may not have the most stable government, is always challenging, but it's definitely something that is universally desired by the majority of those countries' leaders, is that they want to connect with their people and that it's going to be good for their country. Then at the end of the interview, talks about his interaction with Mark Cuban. You gotta love it. He's a class act about it, and let's just play the video. It's a short little exchange, and then there's one other part I want to talk about that I just thought was a class act. So let's take a listen.
And I saw this on your feed as you.
I think he went head to head. I didn't go head to heads. We saw someone in the community, a really cool person, that came in and opened up a new thread with Mark Cuban after he had dissed on Cardano. And then somebody tagged World Mobile, and then he asked what was the differences between World Mobile and Helium. I explained that Helium have 918,000 nodes and are earning around $6.5K a month for their sharing economy, and the World Mobile actually had 40 nodes with an ARPU of $3 per user and around 7,000 customers, which would be 3 times more than the entirely Helium network was doing. He turned around and said, having 2 people on your network with $6 ARPU isn't impressive, tells me nothing. I then posted some screenshots of statistics and WMT scan and some back office stuff. And the next thing that we knew, he was engaging,
which is good.
He tried to poke as he does on Shark Tank, and he's a very clever businessman. There's no doubt about that. But I just came back with really clear facts and educated him. And I hope and I think that he realizes that there is more utility on Cardano than there is on Dodge, as was his first claim. He rescinded that claim afterwards by saying that Dodge is accepted in more places as a payment mechanism. But I don't think Cardano is a payment mechanism, right? It's a protocol and it's meant to be built upon. So it was an enjoyable interaction. He was pretty cool. The community backed it up and backed me up. And I hope that people got to see I'm fully willing to engage with any critics or any haters out there, as long as the questions are right and they're coming from the right place.
All right, so that's great. Mickey keeping it classy, and I love how he was like, and I educated him. So good stuff there. I did a whole video on that little interaction and kind of what was said. Just check that out for a deeper dive on that. And then still kind of talking on a similar topic. Let's watch this clip.
Whether Mark Cuban or anybody else wants to believe or doesn't believe, our chosen blockchain is Cardano. When we connect just 10% of the unconnected users in Kenya and Tanzania, and we're talking 30 million users in unconnected in Tanzania approximately. We're talking about 22 million, 23 million people unconnected in Kenya approximately. You're talking about taking 10% of that. Cardano becomes the biggest blockchain in the world for real world utility. No bots, no rubbish, no AMMs, none of these things. Whether Mark wants to believe that or not, or anybody wants to believe that, this is real world use, right?
It's a great incentive there to say, the 1 billion people connected by 2030 is a great goal. But even if we just get this share, we can become the biggest blockchain on it. Africa has 800 million unconnected people. If they get 20% connected, they would be the same size as Verizon. So massive opportunity and a great deal of market share there for the grabbing. Hope you enjoyed this week's video. If you did, hit the like, hit the subscribe, share the video. It's the best way you can support the channel. The other way is to stake your World Mobile token with our Earth node once mainnet goes live. Thanks so much for tuning in this week, and we'll see you next time.